You know that feeling, right? That deep, almost urgent need to get your space completely in order before you can relax, before you can focus on work, or even just think? If the sight of a messy kitchen or a cluttered desk makes you feel genuinely antsy, well, you are definitely not alone. And the reasons why go so much deeper than just wanting things to look pretty. So let's dive into the hidden psychology behind that powerful urge to clean.
I mean, if you're the kind of person who feels like you can't take a full deep breath until every surface is wiped down and every pillow is fluffed, this explainer is for you. This feeling isn't about being dramatic or obsessive. As we're about to see, for a lot of people, it's actually a fundamental psychological need.
This quote just gets right to the heart of it all. It completely reframes the whole conversation. It helps us shift away from thinking about cleaning as just some tedious chore and lets us start to understand it as a really powerful tool for finding inner calm in a world that, let's face it, often feels pretty chaotic.
Okay, so let's start with a label I am sure many of you have heard or maybe even had thrown your way: the clean freak. It's usually said with a little bit of an eye roll, right? But it totally misses what's actually happening on the inside.
And this is where you see such a huge disconnect. On the outside, someone might see the behavior and think it's controlling or maybe a little dramatic. But the internal reality? It's a completely different story. It's not about controlling other people. It's about regulating a powerful feeling of being overwhelmed and actively, desperately seeking a state of calm.
And you know that feeling of being overwhelmed? Turns out it's not just a feeling. It's a very real biological response. Psychology and even neuroscience actually back this up. They show that your reaction to clutter has a real physical basis. It is not just in your head.
To really get this, we have to talk about cortisol. Think of this as your body's main stress hormone. It's the chemical that fires up your fight or flight response. And when that level stays high for too long, it leaves you feeling anxious, frazzled, and just constantly on edge.
So it's basically a direct chain reaction. Research actually shows that a visually cluttered environment can literally cause your cortisol levels to rise. Your brain sees the mess, your body releases these stress hormones, and you physically feel that sense of overwhelm. It's a straight-up biological link.
And this is the crucial point. For people who are highly sensitive, visual clutter isn't just a minor annoyance. It's like constant, low-level background noise that just overstimulates the entire nervous system. The mess doesn't just look bad, it genuinely feels bad, like a weight on your mind you just can't shake.
This brings us to another huge psychological driver, the need for control. I mean, think about it. When the world outside, your job, your relationships, the news feels totally unpredictable and chaotic, your home can become this little sanctuary where you actually have some agency.
And this is just such a powerful form of emotional regulation. The physical act of cleaning becomes a metaphor for sorting out your own mind. Wiping down a counter feels like wiping away anxiety. Organizing a messy closet helps sort through racing thoughts. You're literally using external order to create internal calm.
You know, it's not even just about the end result of a clean space. The process of cleaning itself holds this incredible, almost therapeutic power. The repetitive, predictable nature of the tasks can be so soothing.
I just love this quote because it's so true. That rhythmic act of folding laundry or washing dishes or vacuuming in these straight, predictable lines, it can be almost meditative. It lets your brain focus on one simple thing, and it quiets all the noise of the world for a little while. And here's the other beautiful thing. Unlike so many parts of our lives that are complex and unpredictable, cleaning offers a very rare gift, a visible result. You take a messy space and you make it better. That simple act of transformation gives you a little hit of dopamine, a reward signal in your brain that offers this gentle sense of accomplishment and just whispers, "See, you've got this."
All right, let's go one layer deeper, because this is where it can get really profound. For some people, this need for order as an adult is directly connected to the kind of environment they grew up in. It can actually be a way of rewriting their own past.
So if someone grew up in a home where the physical clutter was a sign of emotional tension or maybe instability, then creating a calm, orderly home as an adult becomes this deeply healing act. They're consciously building this safe, predictable sanctuary that they never, ever had as a kid.
When you look at it through that lens, the whole behavior just transforms. It's not a compulsion or some obsession, it's a protective instinct. It's building, with every wiped counter and every organized shelf, the safe harbor that their younger self desperately needed. So, as we start to bring this all together, the main takeaway here is to completely reframe this trait. The need for a tidy space isn't some character flaw. It's a strategy. It's a strategy for creating peace.
And it is so important to understand that for most people, this tidiness is not a judgment on how other people live. It's not about achieving some impossible, sterile standard of perfection. And it is absolutely not a sign of being too much or overly dramatic. It's simply a tool for self-care.
Ultimately, this is what it really boils down to. Behind that need for neatness, there's often a very soft, very sensitive heart. It's someone who is just trying to make the world feel a little less overwhelming, a little more steady. They're turning their internal vulnerability into a positive, external action.
So, if any of this resonated with you, let this be your final takeaway. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. Your deep need for an orderly space is a powerful, intelligent way of taking care of your own mind and creating your own little pocket of peace in a very loud and very overwhelming world.
And that leaves us with a question for everybody, whether you love to clean or you can't stand it. Just take a look around your own space. What might it be telling you about what's really going on inside? It's a fascinating thought to sit with. Thank you for exploring it with us.